So you've got these big global ambitions, right? Maybe it's studying engineering down in Melbourne, or you're looking at settling in Canada, maybe for work. But there's this gatekeeper, a test. And it means proving your English skills under some pretty high pressure.
It's more than just chatting, yeah. It's about navigating a very specific standardized exam format.
Welcome to IELTS Guide Phil's Deep Dive podcast on YouTube. Our goal today, we want to cut through all that initial confusion. We're diving into the complete beginner's guide from IELTS Guide Phil.
Yeah, pull out the really vital stuff.
Exactly, the foundations, but also, maybe more importantly, those strategic bits you need. Like right now, kind of a shortcut.
And it starts with understanding just how widespread this thing is, IELTS. It stands for the International English Language Testing System.
Right.
Think of it as your English proficiency passport. It's the proof universities, employers, immigration bodies all over the world ask for. It shows you can actually function in English.
Okay, let's unpack that then, because before you even think about practice questions, there's that huge first step. Which version? Which one do you need? Get this wrong, and, well, it's a big problem.
Oh, absolutely. A fatal error, you could say. You've got IELTS Academic and IELTS General Training.
Okay.
So if you're aiming for higher education, that engineering degree in Melbourne, for instance, or maybe professional registration like for doctors or lawyers, you need academic. It checks if you can handle university-level English. Lectures, research papers, that kind of thing.
Got it. Academic for academics. Makes sense.
And then there's general training. This is much more about everyday life, social situations, workplace stuff.
So like the Canada residency example.
Yeah.
Or maybe just work experience below degree level.
Exactly. They don't need you analyzing academic journals. They need to know you can, say, understand a safety notice at work, or write a letter complaining about a faulty product you bought. Practical stuff. Daily competence.
Okay, clear distinction. So once you know which test is yours, what actually happens on the day? What are they going to ask you to do? There are 4 parts, right? In a set order.
That's right, 4 skills. First up is listening. It's about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And the thing that really catches people out,
What's that?
you hear each recording only once.
Only once. Wow. No rewinding?
Nope. 0 chance to go back. So you need sharp focus from the get-go.
Okay, serious concentration needed then. And the content. Does it get harder?
Yeah, she all ramps up. Starts with everyday conversations, maybe booking something, then a monologue, like someone giving directions. Then it shifts to academic contexts. Could be students and a tutor discussing work. And finally, a full academic monologue, think a short university lecture extract.
And you're trying to pull out specific details while listening just once? Like what?
Like maybe in that conversation about a doctor's visit, you need to jot down the appointment time, the doctor's actual name, and the reason for the visit, all from one listen. Precision is key.
Okay, intense. After listening, what's next? Reading.
Yes, reading.
Yeah.
You get 60 minutes for this one. 3 passages, 40 questions total.
And this is where the academic versus general training difference really shows up again, isn't it? In the texts they use.
Absolutely. For academic reading, you're looking at passages from journals, books, magazines. Topics are, academic science, history, but they're written so a non-specialist can understand them.
Okay.
A typical question might ask you to pinpoint the main reason for, say, a temperature rise mentioned in the text, based only on what's written. Analysis.
Right, and general training reading.
Much more practical. Section 1 has short, everyday text notices, ads. Section 2 is work-related memos, maybe company policies. Section 3 is one longer text, but still general interest.
So like finding the checkout time from a hotel info sheet.
Exactly that kind of thing. Academic tests, analysis, general training tests. Well, finding information quickly for practical use.
Got it. So listening, reading, then writing.
Writing next, also 60 minutes, 2 tasks. And this is where timing gets really, really crucial.
Oh.
You must aim for about 20 minutes on task 1, and then the remaining 40 minutes on task 2.
Wait, 20 minutes for task 1, but 40 for task 2. Task 1 is 150 words minimum. Task 2 is 250. Why so much more time for just 100 extra words?
Good question. It's because task 2 carries more weight in your score. Significantly more. Task 2 is the essay. It tests your ability to build an argument, support your points, use good vocabulary and grammar. Task 1 is, well, it's important, but different.
How different? For academic task 1.
For academic task 1, you get visual information, a graph, a chart, maybe a diagram showing a process. Your job is just to describe it. Summarize the main trends, the key features. No opinions allowed.
Like describing a bar chart about phone usage.
Precisely. Just the facts presented visually. But for general training task 1, you write a letter.
A letter.
Yep. Could be personal, semi-formal, or formal, depending on the situation. Maybe you're writing to complain about a faulty product you bought online. You need the right tone and the right structure for a letter.
Okay, and task 2 is the same for both, the essay.
Task 2 is the same type of task for both academic and general. You get a topic, maybe a statement or a problem, and you write an essay giving your view, discussing issues, maybe suggesting solutions.
Like that example about whether universities should only teach job-related skills.
Exactly. It's a classic task 2 style question. Test your argumentation skills.
Right. That leaves speaking. How long is that?
Speaking is quite short, actually, just 11 to 14 minutes. And it's face-to-face with a certified examiner, either in person or sometimes via video call now.
Feels more personal, I guess. How's it structured?
3 parts. Part 1 is the warm-up, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Introduction, questions about familiar topics, your home, your family, work, hobbies.
Like, do you enjoy cooking, sort of thing?
Yeah, simple questions to get you talking. Why or why not is key. We want you to elaborate a bit.
Okay, part 2.
Part 2 is the long turn. You get a task card with a prompt. Maybe describe a memorable trip you took. You get 1 minute to think and make some notes.
Just 1 minute.
Just 1 minute. Then you have to speak about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes continuously. It tests your ability to organize your thoughts and keep talking fluently.
Challenging. And part 3.
Part 3 builds on the topic from part 2, but it gets more abstract, more discussion-based, lasts about 4 to 5 minutes.
So if part 2 was about a trip...
Then part 3 might move into broader questions about tourism in general. How has it changed? What are its impacts? It's testing your ability to discuss ideas, opinions, and issues in more depth.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, you mentioned scoring. This is where it gets really interesting, right? Strategy comes in.
Absolutely. You need to understand the scoring, the 9-band system. Band 9 is expert user, like near native.
But most people aren't aiming for a 9, right? What are the typical targets?
Most universities are looking for something between band 6.0, which is competent user, and maybe 7.5, a good user. Immigration often needs around 6.0 to 7.0 as well.
What's the real difference between, say, a 6 and a 7? Is it huge?
It's significant. A band 6 can communicate effectively despite some inaccuracies or perhaps less complex sentences. A band 7 demonstrates more flexibility, uses complex structures well, and sounds more natural, even with occasional errors.
That step up sounds like it takes work.
It does.
Yeah.
Getting from a 6 to a 7, that involves really focusing on those effective strategies highlighted by IELTS Guide Phil.
Okay, let's talk about those. What are the absolute must-dos?
Number 1, time management. Practice everything timed. Everything. Build that stamina. You have to finish each section.
Makes sense. What else?
Answer every question, especially in listening and reading. There's no negative marking, so a guess is always better than a blank space. Don't leave points on the table.
Good tip for writing.
Paraphrase. Don't just copy chunks of text from the question prompt. They're testing your language. Use your own words as much as possible.
Right. Originality counts.
And stick to those word counts. Going significantly under 150 words for task 1 or 250 for task 2 will definitely lose you marks.
Okay, those are the do's. What about the big don'ts, the common pitfalls?
A huge one in writing is not understanding the type of question, especially true, false, not given versus yes, not given.
They sound similar. What's the difference?
It's subtle but crucial. True, false, not given is about facts stated in the text. Did the text say this? Yes, true, no, false? Or it didn't say not given.
Okay.
Yes, not given is about the writer's opinion or claim. Does the writer believe this?
Right.
Yes, no, or they don't express an opinion. Not given. You have to read for opinion, not just facts. Mixing them up is a guaranteed lost mark.
Wow. Okay, that's a key detail. Another mistake.
Poor time management in reading, spending way too long on the first passage.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
The fix is strict discipline. Allocate 20 minutes per passage, max. Practice with a timer until it's automatic. Move on even if you're not totally sure.
Okay. What about speaking errors?
The classic mistake is giving really short one-word answers. Examiner asks, do you like reading? You say, yes. That's not enough.
Right. Doesn't show much language ability.
Exactly. You need to extend your answers. Give reasons, examples. Instead of yes, say something like, oh yes, I really enjoy reading, especially science fiction. It helps me unwind, and it's a great escape. Give them more to assess.
Makes sense. Anything for writing mistakes.
Using those memorized templates you find online, examiners spot them a mile off.
Really?
Oh yeah. They look robotic and often don't quite fit the question. It shows a lack of flexibility. You need flexible structures you can adapt, not rigid formulas.
Good warning. One more common error.
This is specific, but trips up so many. Mishearing numbers in listening. especially the teens versus the tens.
Like 13 and 30.
Exactly. 13 versus 30. The stress is different. Pay attention to where the emphasis falls. Stress on the end means teen. Stress on the start means gritty. Practice listening just for that.
Great specific tip. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Logistics. How long are scores valid for?
2 years from the date you take the test. So you need to plan your applications around that.
And the test format. Paper or computer.
You often have a choice. Content is the same. Big difference is results time. Computer-based results come back much faster, usually 3 to 5 days.
Versus
Up to 13 days for the paper test. So if you're in a hurry, computer's the way to go.
Good to know. What about cost? Roughly.
It varies a bit by location, but typically somewhere between $215 and $245 US.
And spelling? Does it matter if it's British or American English?
You can use either. British spelling like color or American color is fine, but you have to be consistent. Don't mix them in the same piece of writing, especially the essays. Pick one and stick to it.
Consistency is key. Okay, so given all this, how long does preparation realistically take? IELTS Guide Phil's material must give some guidance.
It suggests a roadmap. Like weeks 1 to 2, do a full practice test. Find your baseline, see where your weaknesses are. Assessment.
Right, know thyself.
Weeks 3 to 6. Skill building. This is focused work on grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. Use real English materials, news articles, TED Talks, things like that. Make it interesting.
Keep it authentic.
Then week 7-10. Hardcore practice and strategy. Time tests every week. Really drill those techniques, skimming and reading, structuring speaking answers, paraphrasing and writing.
And the big question, how many hours are we talking about to improve, say, to go up 1 band score?
The general estimate, and it's a lot, is around 200 to 300 hours of focused study to reliably improve by 1 full band, like from a 6 to a 7.
Wow. 200, 300 hours. That's a serious commitment. It's not something you cram for in a weekend.
Definitely not. It's a marathon. Requires a proper plan.
So what's the final thought here? What should someone starting out really take away from all this?
I think the main thing is the goal isn't perfection. It's not about sounding like a native speaker overnight. That's unrealistic.
Right.
The goal is to prove you have the communication skills clear, accurate, confident enough to function effectively where you're going, whether that's university or a new job or country. Mastering the test strategy is often just as important as the pure language skill.
So preparation really is everything. The test is predictable in its format. If you put in the consistent, targeted effort using the right strategies, success is definitely achievable.
Exactly. Know the test, know yourself, make a plan.
All right. To keep going with that preparation, you should definitely check out the links in the YouTube description below. You'll find the original full blog post this deep dive is based on over at IELTSGuidePhil.com.
Yeah, lots more detail there.
Plus, there are more IELTS video explainers on IELTS Guide Phil's YouTube channel, more of these deep dive discussions on the YouTube podcast here, and a lot more resources and support in the IELTS Guide Phil Facebook community.
And importantly, if you want that personalized feedback, which is so crucial for writing and speaking, comment below this video. You can find out about IELTS Guide Phil's online writing and speaking coaching service.
Great stuff. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Hopefully this gives you a much clearer roadmap for tackling the IELTS.